Today I'm here in New Century Hall. This is the space that we fell in love with at the beginning of the project. And as you see it now, it's pretty much as it would have looked in the 60s. And all these kind of natural features have just been brought up to date. This year we're celebrating 60 years of New Century. This is the original atmosphere.
While we're doing some cool shit over there, I saw this building here and it was all boarded up and nobody wanted to look at it and it was empty, and I was determined to make something happen with it, so I had to go and find some people who were just as crazy as me and created this consortium, and we created this space which is amazing. Part of the design brief was to make sure that we as designers didn't impose what we are in the building, and we celebrated everything about the building and what it stood for, its history, and all the bits and pieces that make old buildings beautiful.
So when we were developing the concept for giving this building a rebirth, the year that it actually was built was really important. 1963 was such a pivotal moment in culture, in technology. It's almost like the birth of the modern era, changing notions about what art could be, what music could be. Pop art, Warhol, conceptual art. The Beatles are just about to break into global phenomena. You had the birth of youth culture itself. And Manchester and Liverpool and the northwest of England were really central to that explosion. Some of the bands went on to do great things. It all kind of started out in this space.
The music hall, which is absolutely beautiful, and the floor that's below that, which is the floor that we're on now, is where food is created, where you can drink, and there's a stage on this floor where music can happen. We've invested in all of the food pods. We provided all the equipment inside it. Startups can come in here and experiment with their food. They don't have to pay towards any of the costs of the equipment within the spaces. So it really is a great opportunity for somebody to experiment and offer food in a different way. It's a great starting point.
We really wanted to create a really cool, all-encompassing atmosphere here. So we worked closely with Luke Art Install in the lighting design just to get it to transition from day to night really smoothly. We have DJs on in the evening, which completely changes the atmosphere again. People come in here to do a little bit of work. People will come and sit and have a drink. So the atmosphere changes and flows. Through the materials, we did some little nods to what was already here in the building. So you'll see on the first floor, we had some original timber paneling, which we've kind of had a touch in some areas downstairs, which really warms up the concrete feel of the space. Some washed lighting as well just really highlights that, which works well with this velvet, which just adds to the mid-century colour palette, but with that new twist again. There's just so much texture to be celebrated, so we really wanted to piece that well with the fabrics we've chosen, and that even down to the tabletops that just all pull everything together.
Students in the basement at DBS, they're learning music technology, electronic music, stagecraft, and there's a real kind of synergy between this space and the basement. Students can come here and get live hands-on training. So it's a really flexible space as well, not just for music. We've had wrestling in here, we've had art battles, vintage markets, all kinds of activities.
Alan Boyson is a ceramicist, muralist. He's created some really iconic pieces around Manchester and other areas in the north. And we were really lucky to uncover a few pieces of his work around the building. We actually named the bottle bar after him, where they have craft ales around there, which has its own little feel, its own vibe. Sadly, he passed away in 2018, but his pieces live on.
Future, what's going to happen with New Century is just going to be the most amazing, coolest, naughtiest, wonderful space in the whole of Manchester. And New Century had a place a long, long time ago, 60 odd years ago, and it has a place now.